as a naturopath, especially when you're talking about the state that you were in the 90s, sounds like it was like there's probably like some that as an exterior environment or the stress and the AIDS crisis in the 90s, and then your body is feeling incredibly overtaxed. Is it enough to give the body magnesium? And is a body in an acute phase of depletion, does it know what to do with it? That's always my question. It's like, because we, as people, we just bring this incredible amount of variables to the table with what we're bringing into a naturopath's office. So how does that work once we start supplementing?
Well, with magnesium, people ask me, well, what form to use? I like my form, but any form of magnesium will help a person because we're so depleted and we need it so much. So people will take any type of magnesium and start feeling more energy. Or a lot of people think it's a sleep aid, so they'll take it at night and they'll sleep better. And then they wake up in the morning feeling better because they've had a good sleep. So any amount of magnesium is going to help a person. And I think what happens in the supplement world, and I know you talk about this, there are so many supplements now being advertised and marketed and pushed. You go to some of these big websites, even doctors and naturopaths and chiropractors. There's hundreds of supplements, and
Hmm.
each of them they have this story about why, and how you should take it. And I'll look at these and I'll find that they hardly even promote magnesium, or I'll listen to a summit about diet. They won't even talk about magnesium. So I think, how can that even be possible when every aspect of your body requires these basic minerals? The thyroid requires 9 minerals to make thyroid hormones. The adrenal glands, they need the magnesium, they need sodium. If
Hmm.
you're restricting your salt intake because some doctor wants to squish the liquid out of you to keep your blood pressure down, dehydrate your cells. I mean, the archaicness of allopathic medicine. I mean, hopefully in the future we'll look back and think that was crazy.
Hmm.
But if you don't have your basic minerals for your thyroid, your adrenals, for your Krebs cycle and your mitochondria, the reason why mitochondria aren't working these days is because they don't have enough magnesium to run the Krebs cycle that creates your energy. So you start with your basic minerals. I start by telling people to put sea salt in their water.
Hmm.
People are not hydrated. And if we can get them to understand that you do need the sodium for your adrenals, these people who say, oh my gosh, I'm just so exhausted. I'm lying down. If I get up quick, I feel dizzy. That's sodium depletion, for Pete's sake.
Yeah.
Or if you take your skin and you pull it up and it doesn't drop right back down, it means you're dehydrated.
Hmm.
If you take your fingers and press them like this, and if they don't press down and touch the top of your palm, and if they're tight, you're inflamed. You're
Hmm.
retaining water because you're toxic, and your body is trying to dilute the toxin. So
Yeah.
there are simple things that we can look at to show that we're not getting the basics. And in going on the supplement rant still, in New York, I was working with a Chinese herbal formula. I would make a tincture. I would potentize the tincture homeopathically.
Hmm.
We would inject that sterile homeopathic tincture into acupuncture points with a machine that put an electric spin on the whole process. I mean, it was out of this world awesome. And we had great results. And then Fauci came along and told everybody to take AZT. So everybody went to the AZT trials and died. So I wanted to make those herbs into, or we had some oral herbs to use along with the injectables, but I thought, well, let's just make it accessible. The doctors aren't going to learn how to inject this. It's just not practical in any sense. And when I researched different labs that were creating herbal formulas, I said, can you guarantee that the herbs are clean and pure and organic? They said, well, we get most of they're Chinese herbs, so we're getting them from China. We don't know if they're organic, but if they come to us and they're contaminated, we can clean them and then they pass the FDA inspection.
Yeah.
So I said, no herbs for me,
Yeah, the
unless you
cleaning
grow them
agents are
yourself.
always
I
problematic.
know, I
Yeah.
know.